Hey guys, kinggath here with another patch for Sim Settlements. This is patch 1.0.6, which I'm calling Hey Get Back to Work. This solves an AI issue where your guys wouldn't stay at their posts, such as guard posts and their shops. You'll notice that my shopkeeper here is staying put like he's supposed to now. In order to do that, you'll need to, for existing plots, so say you've got a guy who's not using the correct shop or guard post that you expect him to, you need to craft this hammer that I'm holding right now. And you do that under the chemistry workbench, under utility. It's called the Immersion breaker. Now, this is an object some of you probably have already found. I added that in there as a way to basically run some console commands without you guys having to run those commands. So this will be especially helpful on Xbox, but it's also for survival, and I find it annoying to have to type in certain commands over and over again in the console. So this is kind of a little bit immersive way to fix those things that are breaking your immersion. But unfortunately, it too breaks immersion. So it's the Immersion breaker, Inception. But anyway, if you come up to the posts on any of your things while you have this hammer equipped, you'll get a new option called Force Update. And when you do that, it forces everything having to do with that plot to respawn. And so that will reset all of the animation markers, which were the cause of those weird AI issues. Now, the AI is still not perfect, but this brings it back to the way you'd expect it to work. Bethesda's AI default scripts don't work as they're written. They're supposed to only be attracted to work objects during the daytime, but they're actually attracted to anything they own. So that is why we were having those weird issues with your shopkeepers just staying at home all the time. So you might want to just do this to any of your plots. Unfortunately it's an extra step you got to take, but the alternative was to have a script run when you first loaded this patch that could take 20 minutes. And since most of you probably only need to hit the commercial plots with this hammer, it seemed easier to do it this way. The next thing you'll notice is that my HUD is on the right. This is not the default option. This is a part of a new series of options I've added to the holotape. So if you pop open your City Manager holotape and go to Software Settings, you'll now see that there are X and Y position options. There's a scale option, and there's also a workshop mode only, so you can get this to only show up while you're in workshop mode. I will warn you, though, if you turn this on, if you rapidly enter and leave workshop mode, the HUD may not come back immediately, and you may have to do it a few more times to get it to come back. There's a slight delay between when the HUD can show up and then reappear, or disappear and then reappear again. And so if you're going in and out of workshop mode fast, it can kind of screw that syncing up, and then you'll have to do it a few more times to get it back to normal. So this option does work. Just don't be rapid with your workshop mode entry and exit. And then for these HUD positions, so you've got left, you can do left and right or top, middle, bottom for the X and Y. I don't have fine-tune control because that requires either an INI file for you guys to mess with or an entirely separate holotape in order to add like bars that you could tick over. So this seemed to be like a nice middle ground, as I think most of you don't really care where it's at. And for those of you who do, you can find something that hopefully works for you. For Xbox users in particular, there's two of the options are called indented. Those are going to be for those of you guys with TVs that aren't to the standard ratio that HUD Framework was written to. So hopefully these will work for you guys. I had a lot of you report it, but I couldn't get very many people to show me a picture. So if after you install this patch you're still having an issue with the HUD getting cut off, please send me a photo of your television so I can see how much more I need to scoot the HUD over to fit. And then the last couple of things I changed are going to be an option for those of you without HUD Framework, which is the Citizen Needs option in the holotape. This will show you the needs that would show up in the HUD Framework in your current settlement. So if you guys don't have HUD Framework, here's an option for you now. And then the last couple of changes were kind of invisible things. One is that the crash watch code is now far better and should almost never come up unless there's a serious issue with your scripts. Now, I know a lot of people have been concerned about it. If you get that crash watch error, it's telling you, hey, your workshop scripts did something odd that took way longer than it should have. You should probably go check your save file out. It doesn't mean that you're necessarily broken. It doesn't mean that Sim Settlements did anything wrong. It's just saying that there's something you should be aware of. And I put that in there because there are so many mods out there that have caused damaged saves. I wanted to help you guys prevent that. And then the last big change that would be in the background is that I found a bug, thanks to a few people reporting, where if you had robot settlers, even though they weren't counting toward your food and water on the meter, they were counting toward your upgrade calculations. So some of you guys who felt like your upgrades were stuck, it very well could have been due to robot settlers. So that should be resolved after this patch. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy the mod. Please give me some more feedback on how things are going. Keep me posted on bug reports so that I can keep those things squashed. I am well into development on the next big expansion, and hopefully I will get that released in the near future. I don't have a timeline yet because there's a lot that goes into it. This is going to be a pretty major overhaul to part of Sim Settlements. All right, guys, enjoy the mod. Take care.